I've been seeing this trend on TikTok where people are talking about staying versus leaving your hometown. And this TikTok in particular, will put it up. For our listening audience, it says, in your 20s, there will be a plane taking you away from your hometown. It is very important you get on that plane. What do you think about that?
I think that this is subjective and it depends on the person because obviously if that person like grew up and they have family businesses there, they have obviously, a couple generations of family and they want to raise kids one day around that family. I understand that completely. But for me, I was somebody who thrived outside of my hometown. I needed that life experience. I was somebody who was a go-getter at a very young age and went to college at 16 years old and graduated at 20, started my master's, graduated that by like 22. So I was somebody who was constantly like looking for that next thing and wanting to get that life experience under my belt. And it can make you wiser in the end. There are certain things that you do outside of your hometown. You're gonna have to learn to live, on your own and figure out adulthood. And you're going to have to make friends and put yourself out there socially. And it teaches you a lot of valuable life skills.
It's funny. Obviously, I don't want to speak like definitively for everyone. I never like, there's not always a one size fits all. But in general, I would say in your early 20s, you should get out of your hometown. Like, I think we always talk about the seasons of life. And this is typically a season for most people where they are not married and they don't have kids. And this is the time to go out there and experience something new. Move to like a big city like New York, LA, Dallas, Miami, Washington, D.C., like we did. Go pursue that crazy job because like that's the time to do that in your life. And I think, you have the rest of your life to like move back to your hometown, live in the suburbs, which I love. I'm a suburbs girl at the end of the day, and create your family and stuff. But I do think in this moment of life, I think that differentiates a lot of people that are successful versus not successful are people who are go-getters and willing to take risks and get out there and explore the world. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, New York is so expensive to live in. DC, San Francisco, LA, all these cities are so expensive. Yes, they are expensive, but I'm telling you guys, like, find a roommate, make it work. Literally, Cameron and I, when we were like first starting in the White House, you could get paid nothing in government. I think we were making like $35,000 at one point living in DC, and you can make it work. Cut back on the budget, do a side little thing and hustle and get some money on the side. It is worth it. And so I know this, like, some people might get offended by this, but I think that separates like ambitious go-getters are willing to like go out there and achieve something new and try and meet new friends. Like, I'm so thankful I did that. Like, I grew up in a great area of California, obviously, but moving to the East Coast, I think was the best decision I made because it got me out of my box and I met my husband, I met my best friends, and like, I'm just thankful for that. So I would encourage anyone, if you are like about to graduate college, like get out, like go to your dream city. You only live life one time. Like, there's people who look back and like when they're 60 years old and like, I wish I lived in Manhattan for a year. I'm not saying you have to like live there forever, but you live one life. Like, go get it, you guys.
I think a lot of people find comfortability in the stillness of where they grew up in their hometown, and they find comfortability around the same people that they grew up with, the family businesses that are already ran, passed down generation to generation, whether it's mom and pop shops or like my dad, he's a small business owner and him and his father are in business together in Kentucky. So I think a lot of people find comfort in that. But I will say in your 20s, it's the time to branch out, to do new things, to create new friends, and to start the business, fall on your and learn from life mistakes and go off. This is the time where you're not going to have to base your decisions around a husband, around kids, or if men, you're watching a wife. And so right now would be the time to get that life experience under your belt in the way of go get the job, apply for the internship, live below your means and budget. Like Jamie and I noted, when we moved to DC, we were making nothing. We would walk outside.
We were below the poverty line.
We would breathe and it would be $300. We're like, how are we going to make ends meet? But somehow, some way, God always makes it happen. And I would also just say this too, pray about it, see what you want your life to ultimately look like. And if that's in a suburb that's more quiet, we support you. If that's going off and going to a big city, we support you in that as well. You have to find what works best for you. And I think at the end of the day, Jamie and I, we were just these go-getters who wanted to go to a big city, experience all these different things. And it worked out very, very well for us. Not to say that we don't want like a farm with animals someday, but right now, obviously in our 20s, now would be the time to go do that.
Yeah, you guys get out there and go do something new and exciting. Like I said, you only live life once, so might as well go out there.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see new shows every single Wednesday.